In this video, we'll check if your car has a bad shift interlock solenoid by going over its common symptoms. This car component is a safety feature that stops your car from shifting out of park unless you press the brake pedal, so it's important to make sure it's working right. Now let's have a look at the symptoms in more detail. Symptom number 1, inability to shift out of park. The most common symptom is being unable to move the shifter out of the park position, even when the brake pedal is pressed and the key is in the ignition. This happens because the shift interlock solenoid is responsible for releasing the shifter when the brake pedal is pressed. If the solenoid is faulty or not receiving the correct signals, it won't disengage, which keeps the shifter locked in place. As a result, you can't move the shifter out of park, even though you've taken all the correct steps. Symptom number 2, key stuck in ignition. Sometimes the key might get stuck in the ignition if the shift interlock solenoid isn't working properly. The solenoid is designed to keep the key locked in the ignition until the shifter is in the park position to prevent the car from being started or moved accidentally. So if the solenoid fails, it can't properly release the key, even when the shifter is correctly positioned in park. This malfunction can be difficult to remove. Symptom number 3, brake lights not working. Since the shift interlock solenoid often works with the brake pedal position sensor, a problem with the solenoid can cause the brake lights not to turn on when you press the pedal. This happens because the solenoid needs the brake pedal sensor to work properly. So if the solenoid is faulty, it may not get the right signals from the sensor, which can result in the brake lights not working as they should. Symptom number 4, fuse issues. A blown fuse related to the shift interlock solenoid can also cause shifting problems, like what we mentioned earlier, which is not being able to move out of the park. This happens because the fuse supplies power to the solenoid. So if this fuse blows, it stops the solenoid from working. Without power, the solenoid can't release the shifter from park, so you may have trouble moving the shifter into other gears. Symptom number 5, clicking sound. In some cases, you might hear a clicking sound near the shifter when trying to move out of park. This noise can mean that the shift interlock solenoid is trying to work, but isn't working properly. The clicking happens because the solenoid is attempting to release the shifter, but if it's faulty or not getting the right signals, it can make noise without actually allowing the shifter to move out of the park. These are just a few symptoms that might indicate a bad shift interlock solenoid. Now, if any of these symptoms apply to your situation, you can take the following steps. Check the fuse related to the solenoid and replace it if it's blown. Next, inspect the solenoid for visible damage or loose connections and replace it if necessary. Also, make sure that the brake pedal position sensor is working correctly, as it affects the solenoid's function. If you're still having trouble or can't pinpoint the issue, it's always a good idea to consult a professional mechanic for a thorough diagnosis and repair. In terms of replacement, it typically costs between $100 and $250, including parts and labor. The exact cost can vary based on your vehicle's make and model, as well as labor rates at your repair shop. There you have it. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe so we can assist you fix it.